Hi, and welcome to Breakfast Banter.
Hi, we are so excited to be back here for another session. And this week,
Back here in the backyard.
yes, we're in the backyard, which is gorgeous. And you see some of the blooming flowers behind us. Back here for a session on feedback. Yeah.
And it's such an important tool as in our workplace, right? As a leader, as well as in the family and receiving it as a couple. So,
Yeah, it's interesting you should say workplace. My vision, as soon as you say workplace, is things like performance reviews, like the annual performance review that you get when you're in your job. And it's like how you dread that, how you work on it, and then you kind of go, yeah, did something come from it or not? But I think receiving feedback is such an important thing for us to learn because it helps us to learn and unlearn and relearn things.
yeah.
But it's also an important thing within the context of us as a couple and how we can communicate with each other. So,
When
yeah.
you think of, like this week, we did Toastmasters and both of us actually were speaking. And the formula for Toastmasters is that you get evaluated, you receive feedback. And it has been so good for me to be in that because I don't do it very well. I'm that high achiever. I want to be perfect coming out of the gate. So to have somebody offer me something that will help me get better, my brain instantly wants to go to, well, I didn't do well enough in the beginning. And so then all of that negative talk and pulling me down. So it's just stretching me to be into this state of going, oh, wait a minute. Like these guys, I love the saying, they're in the arena with me. They're providing me this feedback because they want me to get better at doing it.
Yeah.
And when it comes as a couple, I lend that to you of going, I know you want me to excel at things wherever that might be in our marriage and our family. So when you provide me feedback, that's the thought that I need to go to is like, he's totally on my team. Like he wants me to learn how to cook better, right?
That's an interesting one you bring up, cooking. But I think what you just talked about, being on the same team, is so important. And there's a give and take to it. And for us to be put into a position where we wanted to receive feedback, where we wanted to get better, where we wanted to grow as a team. And I think the same thing is true as a couple. If we can get to that place where we trust each other, where as a team we know we're moving forward and we're comfortable to be able to receive feedback. The great part about it, you talked about Toastmasters, the great part about what we in Toastmasters is everybody there is in the same arena. Everybody wants to improve.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important for us to ensure that when we're in a position to receive feedback, that trust is built up and that everybody there is looking for ways to improve both themselves. How can I give you better feedback? And how can I receive feedback so that I can grow as well? And your cooking's fantastic, by the way.
Sure,
So,
sure.
nothing's wrong with the cooking.
Okay, so what would be one takeaway that they could take? And I look to you as the leadership coach, and that receiving feedback has been a lot of what you do with your clients. What would be one thing that they could do?
Yeah, actually, I spoke about this recently, and in a conversation about leading with your heart. And when we shift away from being what I would call self-focused leaders, like I want to grow as a leader, I want to take everything, and we flip it around to be a leader that asks a question, how can I help you? That puts us in a mindset of being a leader that is going to be out there to lead with your heart. And in that case, I'm open to feedback. How can I become a better leader to be able to ultimately to be able to help you? And that is to receive feedback. Yeah.
And on that note, I know, like even yesterday, there was another speaker and they wanted feedback. And I noticed that I had the thought going, oh, I don't want to give it. I don't want to say this because I don't want to hurt his feelings. And yet then I went, wait a minute. He's asking me as an audience individual how he could have resonated with me better. And so I got out of my own way and I gave him the feedback, and he messaged me after saying, thank you. Like he needed and wanted to hear that. So it's so good. So even giving feedback is so important too, to like get out of your own way. I was making it about me. I didn't want him to be mad at me. No, wait a minute. I was making it about me, right? So good.
So we encourage you this week, think about how you can receive feedback, how you can put yourself in a position to receive feedback, but also how you can provide and give feedback to others. Consider it from the heart, right? You want people to improve and stuff. It's not a critique, it's not criticism, it's about honest feedback that you can give. And watch what happens. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.